guys, Erin Brown, Independent Consultant with Epicure, here today to cook some Mexican with you. So let's go ahead and get started with some sheet pan fajitas. I have my sheet pan here, I have the bacon roll liner all ready to go, and I've gone ahead and cut up my chicken, peppers, and onions. I put them all in my mixing bowl and we're gonna add some goodies to them. So I have about 2 pounds of chicken strips in here, 1 red onion, and a tri-pack of colored peppers, red, yellow, and orange. You can certainly make a little bit less if you're cooking for a smaller family. This is about perfect for our family of 5. So this is what we make. Sometimes we'll have a little bit of extras over this, and you can't go wrong with little extras. So we're gonna add some fajita seasoning, and I will warn you that the Epicure fajita seasoning does have a little bit of a bite to it, so we can go with a little bit less than what this says. So it says for every 1 pound and 2 peppers and onion that you want to go with 2 tablespoons. I have more than that, and I'm still going to cut that down to about 1 tablespoon for all of this. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to grab my 4-in-1 measuring spoon here. This spoon is awesome. It's designed to fit into all of our jars. It has a tablespoon, teaspoon, half teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon rate on it. 1 tool to replace all of your other measuring spoons. Fits right into that jar. Like I said, we're gonna grab out about 1 tablespoon. So there you go, right about 1 tablespoon, and we're gonna sprinkle this in here. I'm also going to grab my citrus press and squeeze in some fresh lime juice. So this is our 2-in-1 citrus press. It's designed to do lemons or limes, hence the yellow for lemons down here, and then the limes are gonna go in here. You take your lime and you put them in upside down. So you may think, okay, it's curved, it's gonna go in like this, but you're actually gonna turn it upside down, and then that press is going to turn it the other way so that it makes the juice. There we go. And that smells so good when that comes out. And we're gonna go ahead and do a full lime. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna replace it with the other half of my lime here, put that in, upside down again, and we're just gonna squeeze all that delicious lime juice. All right, I'm gonna mix this up. I'm not adding any oil or anything like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this all up, that juice, the seasoning, make sure everything is nice and coated in here. Now, if I wasn't gonna already be making something else in my steamer for our dinner tonight, then I would make this right in the steamer. I could go ahead, throw this in the steamer, and cook this in the microwave in just a few minutes. But we're gonna make this on a sheet pan, so I can use my steamer for other things, like making some rice to turn this into fajita bowls. Take this here, and I'm going to pour this out. And if you notice that you didn't quite get it stirred around very well, you can certainly grab your thing and just kind of toss it a little bit more. These are our grip and grabs. They come in our Prep Pro utensils. They are awesome. Just smooth everything out on this sheet pan so it can be nice and even to cook. And then I will pop this in the oven to bake. When that's done, you could certainly use this in like a tortilla shell. You could serve this on nachos. You could put this, I'm gonna put this in a rice bowl for our dinner, but super easy, and that is the sheet pan fajitas. We are gonna go ahead and get started by making some guacamole now. So I have my guacamole mix. This is a brand new container of guacamole, and I wanna show you how awesome it is when you get a new jar. If I go ahead and take this lid off, brand new, make sure I can open it, look how full that is. So I love just how full our jars are when they arrived. And you can see how nice and chunky that is in there. It's not like a fine powder. You're really getting that nice, chunks of your veggies and spices and things in here. So I've already gone ahead and cut my avocados, make sure they were ripe inside. And we're gonna pop these into the 4-cup prep bowls. Now, I love these prep bowls. They are glass, and they come with a silicone lid, which is awesome because I can make these in here, mash it all up, and then I can use this silicone lid to cover it and store it right in the fridge for later. These bowls are also great for eating soup or salads or things in as well. You know, this is gonna get a little bit messy. It is an avocado. Now let's say that your avocados you find are a little bit hard, right? A little bit too hard for you just to kind of gently mash with your fork. Let me introduce our ground meat separator. This thing is awesome for more than meats. I'm gonna use this to go ahead and just mash up this avocado. It has a tri-blade on it. It's great for separating meat. That's why it's called a ground meat separator. Mashing banana, mashing avocados. So you can use this to just nicely break up your avocado. Okay, so once you've mashed for a little bit, you're gonna see how nice that breaks that down. I have left mine just a little bit chunky for a little bit more texture when eating. I'm gonna go ahead and scoop some of this extra off of the blade here. And with the Epicure guac mix, you're only gonna need 2 ingredients. That's it to add to your avocado. So we are going to grab my measuring spoon here, and we are going to add in, you want a total of, little extra in there, a total of 3 tablespoons. And this is pretty full, so I'm spilling a little bit in there. So we have 1, 2, 3. Use 3 tablespoons for 2 avocados, and then you're gonna just splash the lime juice. So I'm using that 2-in-1 citrus press here. This is good for limes and lemons. Opening that up to the lime section, put your lime in upside down, and go ahead and squeeze that lime juice in. Another tip that I sometimes will do is that I will take my lime juice and I will actually squeeze it into my seasoning before adding it to my avocado, and that will rehydrate those dried spices and vegetables and get them nice and plump and just so full of flavor. If you have a little bit longer time and you want to do that, you can. Optional, you do not have to, as you saw today. Get a little bit of avocado skin there. You know, I'm just adding it right in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab another half of lime and add that in for just a little bit more. And now I will stick this in the fridge until our food is done and pop this nice lid, the prep bowl lids on here. This is the 4-cup prep bowl again, as I said, and have that stored. So that is Epicure guacamole. All right, guys, we are going to be making some Epicure salsa now. So you need, again, just a couple of very simple ingredients. I need a can of petite diced tomatoes here. We're going to open that up. I'm dumping that right into my 4-cup prep bowl. You're going to add poco picante seasoning to it. And it does say 2 tablespoons for 1 cup. I will say that this is a little bit spicy, so we do cut it down just a little bit in our family. We have kids at home, not a huge fan of super spicy things. I find that if I cut it down a little bit, it has just the right amount of flavor, but not too much heat. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm gonna do just about a tablespoon, a little less than a tablespoon in there. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a good stir around. Lid on this, and I'm gonna pop this in the fridge for later. So if you noticed, I did not throw a lime in here yet. When this sits and everything, the flavor just develop in it right before I serve it, I will grab out a lime and slice it in half using my 2-in-1 citrus press. Pop a lime right in here in the green section upside down, squeeze that in there with some fresh lime juice, and then serve that with our chips or on top of our fajita bowls or however we're going to eat it. We certainly don't eat all of this in one sitting, so we store this in the 4-cup prep bowl with this awesome silicone lid on it in our fridge for a later date. All right, so the next thing that I'm making today is rice. So this is just white minute rice. I find this is the fastest to cook in my microwave. I am using the multi-purpose steamer to cook this with the tray on top. You do not use the lid when you're making rice in the steamer. So I've put about 2 cups of white minute rice in here to 2 cups of water. If you are using like a long grain rice, brown rice, a wild grain rice, you're gonna wanna follow whatever instructions are on your container. A lot of times those ones, because they're not pre-cooked, you're doing about 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. So make sure you're following whatever the instructions say in there, and then adjust times accordingly for your microwave. For my microwave, 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water for the white minute rice, and I'm putting it in the microwave for just 10 minutes. Before I do that though, I am going to grab some Epicure Nourish broth. This is like a chicken broth, or it is a chicken broth. And I'm gonna grab my 4-in-1 spice spoon here. This is designed in-house to fit in all of our jars. We're gonna grab about 1 tablespoon out, and we're going to just sprinkle that all across the top. This adds a ton of flavor to your rice when it's cooking. And since we're gonna be eating this today with chicken fajita bowls, it is awesome to have that nice chicken flavor right in my rice as well. You could also do this with an Asian meal with some miso broth. You could do this with some vegetable broth. Or you can certainly make your rice plain as well, but we love the addition of the extra little bit of flavor. It's like cooking it right in the broth in the microwave and adding this top on top, and then you have just so much extra flavor in your meal. So again, that's the Nourish broth, and this is rice in the multi-purpose steamer. I will pop this in the steamer in the microwave for just 10 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. It was so fun to cook with you today and show you some of my favorite Mexican Epicure products. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. You can follow me anywhere on social media by looking for Simply Living AML. Again, that is Simply Living AML. Follow me on YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and look for our Facebook community, Simply Living AML, around the kitchen table.